Hotshot Sports! Hotshot Sports! Hotshot Sports! Woo! Let's go!
I love it. I love every minute of it. Coming up next, we are talking about college football, NFL, basketball, and any other sports, along with the funniest memes, gifs, and pictures. Stay tuned. Your favorite new sports show, Hotshot Sports, is next.
That's right.
Hello and welcome to Hotshot Sports, everybody. My name is Greg Hill, your less attractive Michelle Beadle equivalent. Sitting next to me today is my very good friends, Evan Barret, Brandon Vanderhoe, and our new addition to Hotshot Sports, Logan Beatty. Give it up for him. This is your wonderful cast for the day, and let's get started. Headline number one. We are talking about college madness, college football madness here, fellas. I mean, we had just a big weekend in general. Let's start off with just things as ambiguous as coaches being fired. Virginia fired their head coach, Mike London. Rutgers fired Kyle Flood and their athletic director, Julie Herman. And there's other rumors and other things going about coaches talking to NFL and what have you. Guys, how do we address this NFL or this college football madness that's going on right now?
I mean, this was, a perfect end to the Thanksgiving weekend. You get to eat your food, you get to watch football on Thursday. Friday, you get some college games. Saturday, I think, was the main course of your sports weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you had the Iron Bowl, you had Stanford, Notre Dame, you had Oklahoma, and Oklahoma, I gotta say just right now, I don't think there's a team that has a more impressive back end of the schedule with the wins that they've had. TCU, Baylor, and who did they play this weekend?
Oklahoma State.
They may have the best resume when it comes to important wins that they have than any other team in college football.
Two things I took from the weekend. First, was it Thanksgiving night or Friday night, TCU and Baylor?
Friday
night.
The most anticipated game, in my opinion, all year round. And it just shows up a thunderstorm, a flood. The stands are empty. There's 8 turnovers. Oh. It was just pathetic to watch these two high-powered offenses go at it. I mean, the Baylor quarterback had 62 yards passing, 6 completions. It was just miserable to watch. And then Oklahoma and Oklahoma State came out. I thought it was going to be like 100-90 on Saturday. It was
That's a shootout, right?
I mean, apparently the Big 12 doesn't recruit defense, but I don't know. I'm okay with that, I guess.
I mean, the Big 12 doesn't need defense, do they? I mean, that's what they live off of, is no defense. But you know what? You know what? The late Friday night game, that was okay because you had a great Friday afternoon game, Iowa-Nebraska. Iowa's still undefeated, going to be the best team in the Big Ten. They are going to win that Big Ten championship. But you know what? With all the coaching firing, going back to that, it's not a surprise. You know what? Just don't suck.
That's a good tip. And we could all take this from Evan Barret.
Can you trademark that? Don't suck?
You know what? When the Saints, after all the Bountygate stuff with Sean Payton, do your job, I feel like they should have just said, don't suck.
Don't suck.
Score more
They
than
would
the
have
other
done
team.
so much better.
Kind of team rules.
Play
kind of
better
thing.
defense, do better. It's simple.
Coach of the year, Evan Barret, right
science.
here. All right, so let's talk about let's go back to the coaches. So I mean, as far as talking in the NFL, USC has reportedly reached out to Chip Kelly. Now, Chip Kelly came back and said that he relies with Philly, and there's nothing that they can do about it. This isn't the first time we've heard an NFL coach say this about a college team and then go to a college team. Nick Saban, just not shouting out words or anything. So,
Harbaugh.
What do you guys? Yeah, exactly. So, what do you guys take away from this? I mean, something. Go ahead.
Chip Kelly wants to say that he's stuck with the Eagles and he's willing to stay with the Eagles. But do the Eagles want Chip Kelly?
No.
No. Yes! Eagles do not want Chip Kelly.
Okay, so what do you, go ahead.
What?
Go ahead, Logan.
Let me make a case, and this is just me spitballing here, fellas.
These are pretty nasty spitballs.
How many wins did he have in his first season? 11?
11.
How many wins did he have in his second season? 10? This is a new coach coming in, essentially a team that was in the not quite in the doldrums, but an awful season before he got there. First season in. Well, now listen. First season he gets in there, 11 wins in the NFC East that before this season was actually a pretty damn competitive division. So he comes in there, 11 wins, 10 wins, doesn't make the playoffs. He, you could say whatever you want about his GMing skills, but I think as a coach, I think there's some validity to the skills that he has and the offense that he can put together when he has a competent quarterback. This year, you see he doesn't have one, and that's where the issues are.
That's exactly what I was going to ask. Is the quarterback the situation, or is it that he likes to take over the whole team, or just has like his offensive mindset and that's what he focuses on? So
I mean, not sticking on the NFL too long, but the Eagles' defense is the problem.
Okay.
For him going back to college, I don't see it. Because, Oregon, they're going to eventually have another draft class that the Eagles got to pick up. So, I mean, he's going to stick around unless they just keep playing like they are, which I don't see it because they still have to, 3 division games? And that division is atrocious.
Okay, so let's go.
You know what? The division is atrocious, and he's struggling to win that division. So, yes, his first couple years, he was staying competitive in a great NFC East. But now he can't even win the NFC East when they're terrible. Nobody wants to win it.
That is on our list. That's our list of itineraries, so we'll get to that if you're waiting for that. So moving on, fellas, the Heisman Watch. We have many different offensive advocates for this. First of all, who stands out to you? Evan, why don't you start us off?
You know what stands out is the quarterback from UNC.
Okay.
Is that you're such a low-life program for the longest time.
Football program.
You're known for basketball,
Yep.
and you're doing so well with that. I can't think of his name right now. But ever since that first week of the year, he has done incredible leading that team, monster weeks. It's like he's a Big 12 team, but only he has a defense behind him. So it's pretty awesome. I mean, Derrick Henry, everyone's going to want to say him just to avoid a quarterback, but obviously Heisman is a quarterback award.
Fonzie, your thoughts?
We agree?
I'm going to let Logan talk about Derrick Henry. I do agree he's the front runner. However, you got to take a look at Christian McCaffrey, sophomore from Stanford, 1,600 yards rushing, 435 yards receiving, most yards out of any Division I player, and 10 touchdowns. What I really want to talk about is my boy from Navy, Keenan Reynolds, the all-time touchdown leader in Division I. Set the record for touchdowns in 2013 for single season with 31 rush touchdowns. This year he has about 2,000 total yards, 25 total touchdowns, and Navy is ranked. Well, they are until at least tonight. So yeah, I don't think he'll make it just because he plays for Navy. The one-dimensional offense, but I would advocate for him as some award for Player of the Year.
Let's not forget he broke Monty Ball's record.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, which is impressive.
So I will make a quick case for Henry, and then there's another guy who I'd like to make a case for as well. So I'm a masochist. I actually watched the entire Iron Bowl. So yeah,
Give it up.
I enjoyed putting the pain upon myself. And I'll just say that Derrick Henry was completely dominant in that game. He had 46 carries in one game, and he had 271 yards. I watched the whole thing. He did not fall backwards on any run. Every single time he got the ball, he was falling forward for yards. I don't think he got less than a 4-yard carry that entire game. Alabama completely leaned on him, and he carried them all the way. 1,800 yards, 22 touchdowns. He has better stats than Mark Ingram had when he won the Heisman Trophy. And for me, that'll do, pig. That'll do. Now, another guy I like who gets absolutely no love and is on an undefeated team, Deshaun Watson, Clemson, 70% completion percentage, over 36 total touchdowns. He's undefeated.
So, a tight race in the Heisman race that we are looking forward to seeing who comes out on top. Moving on, fellas, to the subject we all want to talk about. We've been putting off college football final predictions. The standings at this very moment are Clemson in first place, Alabama takes second, Oklahoma at third, and undefeated Iowa in the fourth. Now, this is going to be my favorite part because we are going to have so many disagreements here. So, who's starting us off? How about Logan? Your Final Four as the predictions come out at 6 o'clock Eastern tonight. What do you got?
This is in no order for the 1 through 4, but it's just the top 4 teams that I have.
Fair enough.
Michigan State, they have the resume. They have the signature win over Ohio State. They beat a top 10 ranked Oregon team at home where everyone thought Oregon was going to run the table this year. And, who would have thought the Big Ten would have 3 teams ranked in the top 10? They have the 4th, 5th, and 6th ranked team. Second, Clemson, undefeated. They really haven't been tested when you look at their resume, but they do have signature wins over Notre Dame and Florida State. There's no reason why they shouldn't be the number 1 ranked overall seed if they go ahead and beat North Carolina this weekend. That will be tough. Oklahoma, really good resume. We talked about the wins they had in the last 3 weeks over really good competitive teams. And lastly, I don't know why, but I'm picking Ohio State. I think something may happen to Alabama this weekend. Florida Gators, eat them up! Now, so I don't think Alabama makes it, and because of that, I think somehow, some way, the committee, they love Ohio State. Everyone likes Ohio State. They like to watch them. They drive viewership. I think it happens.
Logan Beatty saying that Ohio State sneaks its way in again for the second year in a row. Second up, Evan, your final four for tonight.
I like your concept of two Big Ten teams, but that is blasphemy. Why would you put Ohio State in?
You want to know why?
You can't even compete for your Big Ten title, and you're going to compete for a national championship?
They're on the road.
Shame on you.
Now, what about the team that is competing for the Big Ten title?
Both teams who are competing for the Big Ten title, I would love to see in that championship, but Iowa is going to win that Big Ten championship. No. They are going to stay into the Final Four, and they are going to run that table. I am not going to be surprised if they can beat Alabama. Derrick Henry, yes, Derrick Henry is a great running back. Iowa is a great run defense. No one has beaten Iowa's run D all year.
Big Ten meets SEC.
So I've got Bama, Iowa, Clemson, and OU.
All right, very nice. Vonzi, wrap it up for us.
Okay, well, just off of tonight, number one team will be Oklahoma because the credentials are that conference champions and resume are the most effective way of the committee picking their teams. So they're the only conference champion. But as far as my Final Four, I got Alabama 1, Oklahoma 2, Michigan State 3, and Ohio State 4. It's Ohio State.
Yes.
They have 3 draftable quarterbacks. Well, they did with Braxton Miller. He'll probably go as an athlete. The second best running back in the league, I believe. And Iowa, who they played all year? Cali Poly Tech or what?
If anyone had two Big Ten teams in the college football playoffs before the season started, they'd be institutionalized automatically. Moving on to the NFL, to the big leagues, fellas. Well, the not so big leagues. We're going to talk about the atrocious NFC East Conference with a combined record of 17-27. Fellas, why do they look so bad?
Ooh, pick me.
Beatty, take it away.
That's because the best quarterback in that division right now is Kirk Cousins.
Oh, man.
That would probably be
institutionalized statement
that would probably be why the division is so bad. I mean, the Redskins haven't won a game. The team from Washington hasn't won a game away from home all season. The division is garbage. You'd think this last week, Sunday, was the time where the Giants would finally be like, okay, we're going to finally start to get it going. Nope.
Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback in the division. Do you like that?
No. I don't. Oh, man.
All right, real quick, guys. Who wins the division?
The Giants.
Giants?
In a helpless ending to the season, the Giants are going to win with a 7-9 record.
Okay.
The Washington Football Club is going to win. 2 broken collarbones. You can't win without Tony Romo.
Clearly.
Odell Beckham Jr. is not going to carry this team.
Do you think the Cowboys win another game when they're 0-9 without Romo?
No.
Do we know their schedule off the top of the head?
Who cares? No.
They play the Redskins twice, and they play...
That's division matchup. I'd take the Redskins over Cowboys.
I want Philly. They're going to do it. Chip Kelly, prove these.
Chip Kelly's a chump.
He's giving up 45 points a game. That's terrible.
What, do you like that?
Yeah, I can.
No, here's a question real quick. Do any of them deserve to make the playoffs now that we
No.
set up?
Absolutely not.
No.
That's the way it works. You can't just change how it's done. You win your division, you get in. We don't like
That's how it works, but no one deserves in that division.
Some for you guys all to sit on. Now, we're going to take a short break. We're going to look at the UWL promo. Stay tuned to Hotshot Sports.
Woo!
Surround yourself with lifelong friends. Step on campus and be welcomed with a friendly smile. It's just like home.
I knew UWL was the place for me when I came for a campus tour. Everyone is so welcoming and friendly. The small campus makes me feel at home.
The beauty of western Wisconsin's River Valley can be seen while hiking the bluffs or biking the marsh.
Surround yourself with challenging academics.
Competitive to get in, and your teachers and classmates will challenge you to succeed.
A well-rounded education. Our motto is Mens Corpuscu. That's Latin for mind and body. We're dedicated to the whole person, providing a rigorous education and appreciation for physical and recreational well-being.
Learn from great teachers. Conduct research. Connect with people who will make a difference in your life. Prepare for your exciting future.
Surround yourself with distinction. Surround yourself with UW Lacrosse.
Welcome back to Hotshot Sports. I want to thank our studio audience for sitting with us today. Very nice.
This is the greatest studio audience any show
This has been. We are for our second show right now, and we're loving every minute of it. Now we are going to our favorite segment, 3 cheers, jeers, and tears. Now this time, each one of these fellas has their own different cheer, jeer, and tear. So we're going to start off with the cheers, and we're going to go to Brandon. Take us away for your first cheer.
Let the world know the Navy midshipmen against their game in Army coming up next week have the sickest uniforms I've ever seen.
Yep.
Over all 700 uniforms Oregon puts out, this is the best I've seen. If we can get a picture up, you'll see these helmets hand-painted with destroyer ships on them.
And from what I believe, every position
is different. Defensive backs have significant firepower, speed. Quarterbacks and aircraft carrier the quick calls.
And from what I heard, there are like 1,000 coats of clear coat.
Yeah, I don't know.
Helmets.
That's a lot of work for someone who's just going to scratch it up on the first play of the game. So yeah, watch Keenan Reynolds, watch these uniforms next Saturday against Army, one of the most legendary college football games played every year.
Our second cheer, Logan.
Well, I said I watched the Auburn-Alabama game, and there was
deserve
one.
a medal for that.
Yeah, I know. I
was
saw
a good
one
game.
of the better catches of the entire season. Jason Smith makes an unbelievable tip catch to himself. He somehow gets behind the defense, runs it all the way to a touchdown. And the reason I had this up there, that was a really big touchdown in what turned out to be an actual pretty competitive game. Like, this was a big moment for Auburn. Turned it into, instead of a 19-6 game, a 19-13 game late in the third quarter. Unfortunately for Auburn fans, Jeremy Johnson is still your quarterback. So he's still going to throw it 5 yards over people's heads and throw it into the dirt most of the time. So, you know what? Auburn's comeback came up short, but it was a really good catch and a really good game.
Evan Barret, our third and final cheer.
Serious cheer right here is athletes never know when to retire on time. Michael Jordan couldn't figure it out. Brett Favre couldn't figure it out. Kobe Bryant, 20 years, one team. That's incredible alone in nowadays sports, but good for him for knowing when to retire.
Thank you.
Studio audience knows what's up.
Very nice.
20 years, he leads the Lakers in probably every single stat ever known just because of his sheer volume of time there. But I need to applaud him. I don't like the dude, but good for him for knowing when to retire and when it's right.
All right, there are your 3 cheers. Now we're moving on to tears. Our 3 tiers. Starting us off is Logan. Who is your first tier?
So let me just kind of lay the scene for you guys. I am not a Patriots fan. I'm not a Brady fan. I went to the Patriots-Packers game in Lambeau last year and I had a couple of choice words for Brady that I wouldn't want to repeat or have my mother hear. But let me just say this. I really liked the whole Brady Rage tour that the Patriots were going on this year. We had to listen to Deflategate be dragged out all offseason, and for me it was really cool watching Brady and the whole team just destroy teams week after week. And I think when you couple that with all the injuries that they've sustained offensively on the line with wide receivers, now with Gronk going out, and defensively, they don't even have their top 3 defensive players this year. So I'm really kind of sad that came to an end. Plus, I don't want to have to listen to Mercury Morris rap about the 1971 Dolphins being undefeated. Can some team just finally do that?
All right, very well said. Our second tier, Evan, take it away.
All right. Who's going to cry about it more? Last night, that football game was awful.
Ooh.
What I thought. It was actually a pretty good game until the very end.
The exclamation point.
Cleveland being Cleveland. So what's the point of watching that game? It turned out to be a really great game. Matt Schaub, really a great barn burner game for him. He actually wasn't throwing any rainbow balls that Joe Flacco's known for. Moon balls, even better.
Trademark,
moon balls,
by the way.
But it's trademarked, yes. Joe Flacco gets money for that, and that's why we can't say it much anymore. But that game did improve until the very end. Something Cleveland did to piss off the football gods. It happened again. You can't. I mean, let's just go for a line drive field goal. Debut for the kicker, debut for the guy who blocked it, and Will Hill took it to the house. Now, honestly, I think I'm going to side with Cleveland. I do think Will Hill stepped out of bounds, but they didn't review it. They weren't really looking at it. They just kind of took a knee.
I feel like every fan was out of the stadium at that point. They didn't even care.
Every stadium was done. It's right. They quit. They quit on their team. But you know what? They still have LeBron.
There you go. So the Browns taking.
But from what I remember, they were burning LeBron jerseys a few years back. So I don't think they get to argue and say we have him.
And our third tier, Brandon Vanderhoe for our third tier. Take it away, my friend.
Oh, what a bad weekend for fantasy owners. My boy Jimmy Graham, he's gone for the year, patellar tendon tear.
Bad year for him.
Yeah, he just didn't fit in the Seattle offense anyway. And then a big boy Gronk, which looked like a nasty injury, but apparently it's just a sprain. No one plays as hard and demolishes the opposition and then rages just as hard afterwards than Rob Gronkowski. Tom Brady is without his 4 primary targets, his 4 leading receivers this year. for at least the next game until they clear Gronk. Just a terrible week for fantasy owners. I hate to see that happen to two of the most elite players in the NFL.
Yep. And playoffs are coming up, too.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you for your tears, fellas. Last one, cheers. Logan, we're going to start with you again.
Turn my mic down. This goes out to Devontae Adams because I know you're watching. Garbage! You're a bum! You ruined everything! Use your hands for once. Every time he tries to catch you, he tries to bring it in his run. You're a wide receiver. Use your hands. He doesn't have any. I was in Chicago for Thanksgiving with all my family. I had to deal with all these Chicago fans in my ear giving me all this garbage about this game.
Bears!
Catch a football? Go! Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And I started you in fantasy. You screwed me, Adams. You screwed me.
Oh. All right. Feel better?
A little bit,
Okay, let's go. Our second cheer, Evan Barret.
Andrew Luck, you are phenomenal. How many starts do you have?
7.
I think it's like
Seven.
7 starts.
7.
2 wins.
Ooh.
2 wins.
So cheer for Mr.
Matthew Hasselbeck is saving your season.
The throwback.
Just
Matt
like the
Hasselbeck.
NFC East, the AFC South is garbage.
Texans are picking it up.
Texans, who are being terrible, who are picking it up, yes.
They watched our show.
They
last
are
time.
tied.
Watched our show
They
last
are
time.
tied. And Andrew Luck has only won 2 games. Matt Hasselbeck, who's as old as Peyton Manning, who's stumbling along with plantar fasciitis, is doing incredible. 4 wins, 4 starts. How about we just stick with Hasselbeck? The number 1 overall pick, Andrew Dumb Luck, is not doing very well right now.
Need some grit in there.
You got him.
And for the last year, Brandon with Jaleel Okafor. Take it away.
Dude, get your life together. In the span of a week, we get this dude in a fight on the street because someone said the 76ers suck. Well, that's not even.
They're not lying.
They're not lying.
got a
Like, face
gunpoint
it.
head.
Yeah.
He went into a Boston bar. Was it Boston?
Boston
with
bar.
a fake ID. And thirdly, he's part of the 76ers, the worst team in North American sports in all 4 major categories ever. This dude's 19, so he's younger than me. I'm sure he's younger than all you guys, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's making 20 times more money than any of us, and he cannot
100 times.
He cannot function in the spotlight. Yeah.
I think my favorite fact, what you pointed out earlier this weekend, what did you say? That he tried
He's
to
got a
use?
fake ID, and he tried using it in a Philadelphia nightclub. Everyone in Philadelphia knows who you are and know you spent 1 year pretending to go to college. You are an idiot.
You're 7 feet tall. Why would you need a fake ID anyway? Especially if you're in Philly. They're gonna
Because you're
let you
Jaleel
in.
Okafor. Everyone knows who you are.
Yeah,
Knows
they're
you
gonna
are not
let you
even
in.
20.
All right.
Next subject,
Very
please.
heated. 3 cheers for our friends up here. Moving on. A segment we like to call Mail Time.
Mail time, mail time, mail time!
All right, guys, this is where I present a couple of choices to you guys, and you picked which one is better. All right, so the crazier stat. Kobe Bryant in the NBA for 54% of his life, or quarterback Matt Schaub, first player in NFL history to throw a pick 6 4 games in a row, and he holds this record from 2013 till present day. What's the crazier stat?
Being able to throw a pick 6 for a couple years straight now, that's an impressive stat.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I'm going
what's
to
more
stick with
impressive,
Matt
Billy?
Schaub.
Matt Schaub over Kobe.
It's
Brandon.
a perfect replacement
I
for Joe
agree.
Flacco.
I agree. I don't think basketball takes as much out on the body as maybe necessarily football does. But to be that accurate to the opposing defense is amazing. Like 4 times in a row. Can you imagine how many people were calling for his head?
Give me Slowby Cryant. I want the Slowby Cryant stat because what doesn't really get added in there is you don't think about playoff games. I mean, that guy has essentially been in the playoffs his entire career. That's like playing 7 more seasons than are actually on his total for career years playing. That dude's played a long time. I think he deserves our respect. I was never the biggest Kobe fan when growing up, but like, you gotta give due where it's needed.
Kobe Bryant's one rule for trash talk in the NBA is if you were not born when he started playing, you could not talk trash, which actually applies to many rookies
a lot of
nowadays.
guys.
Wait, is that talk trash to him?
Talk trash to him, yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
number 8 Kobe better.
I feel like a lot of men
Colorado
would
didn't.
agree with that. Moving on. All right, next mail time. Who do you guys feel sorry for? Detroit offensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter for his name, or the Cleveland Browns?
That is the best name in the world.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for him at all. What was the other choice?
The Cleveland Browns.
I feel worse for the Browns. Jim Bob
Fan base or
Cooter,
team?
Last I checked, my tier was Cleveland Browns, so I'm going to stick with Cleveland.
Yeah.
Can I be straight up honest?
Yes.
I agree with Logan. That's a sweet name.
That's a sweet name.
I would never feel bad for the Browns. They're just awful.
They deserve it.
They deserve it.
Okay, first
You
round.
draft Johnny
First round
Manziel,
draft.
a
We
head
have
case.
two guys. You have two guys. You draft Trent Richardson, Brandon Whedon.
Gone.
Trash, more trash.
Whedon was 30 years old when they drafted him.
I'm sorry, he played some MLB.
He couldn't even win a game with Des Bryant.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Very nice. And the last mail time, what happens first? Carolina Panthers lose first, or the Golden State Warriors get their first loss?
I'm going to start
Let
this
me-
one, and I say Golden State.
Okay.
Only because they play games more frequently.
Okay. And
Carolina gets week after week. Golden State.
here's something to note. Golden State's on a 7-game road trip. They got cut it close with Utah last night. They have Charlotte Hornets tomorrow, Toronto Raptors, Brooklyn Nets, Pacers, Celtics, and your Bucks. They're on their road
It
trip.
ain't happening. It ain't happening.
It'll happen before they play the Bucks.
I think they can go undefeated through the Bucks. No team on that list scares me at all.
Exactly.
No.
But honestly, when you look at Carolina's schedule, no team really scares me at all.
Real
quick.
quick. This is an East Coast road trip. All from Golden
That is a
State.
very good point.
And
Yeah.
the Panthers' schedule is atrocious for the rest of the year. I
very
could
good
see
point.
them losing first.
Thank you for your insight, fellas. Right now, we're going to take a look at your tie for your favorite new sports show,
Second
a new
best.
show
Second
we like
best.
to call Eagle Nation. Check it out.
Eagle fans, WMCM TV has a brand new sports show. That's right. Join us every Monday and Friday to keep up to date with all the Eagle athletics. We'll recap highlights, talk to coaches and players, and keep you up to date on what's happening around campus. Pretty cool, right? The show that I'm talking about is Eagle Nation. So join the crew every Monday and Friday at 12 p.m. to talk about UWL athletics. So when you think of sports, think of us, Eagle Nation, on WMCM TV.
Well, we're on, so let's talk about it.
Okay, welcome back to Hotshot Sports. All right, so we're going to go over the biggest surprises in sports thus far. So do you guys want to start off with the 76ers? We were talking earlier. So winless 76ers looking, I mean, honestly, guys, when are they going to win? Their schedule coming up. Tonight they play
the Lakers
They
tonight.
play the Lakers tonight. Tomorrow they're at the Knicks.
It's now or never, guys.
Honestly, I don't think the biggest surprise is the record. I think the biggest surprise is that Sam Hinkie hasn't been fired yet.
Honestly.
You can hashtag trust the process all you want, but when you make draft decisions like they have, Embiid, like they have, and I mean you have, like honestly, you look at the roster. There's a lot of good young players. But I almost feel bad for Brett Brown, who's trying to coach that team. And they're making him, ownership and the GM, they're making Brett Brown be the face of that mess over there.
Well, so who else is going to be the face?
Well, the GM whose idea it is needs to go out and speak about it. They shouldn't make this poor guy it's his first head coaching job, so you know he's not making as much money as someone else. So I don't know. I guess I almost feel bad for him.
You feel bad for the 76ers?
I feel bad for
No,
the
do they
players.
tank?
Brad
Do they
Brown.
tank now? 20 games in the season. They tank now. Do they choose to tank? I mean, obviously.
There's no way they can't
Lottery,
tank.
you do not tank because there's no assurance that you're going to
Yeah.
get that number one.
Of course,
pick.
because the
You can't
lottery.
tank
Yeah,
the
very,
lottery.
very, very
They're
nice. Okay,
trying very
let
hard.
me list some lineups for them. Okay, so Lakers, they say they're going to win.
Yeah,
I think so.
Well, because wait,
That's
just
the
wait.
only chance in my
The Knicks
opinion.
tomorrow. Do they win?
No.
No.
You
The
don't
Nuggets.
can't zing the poor Zingas.
Of course, and they're in the Garden. Denver on the 5th. Do they win?
It's a possibility, but no.
Okay.
In Denver, no.
No. San Antonio.
No.
Exactly. At Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Gone.
Possibly.
Yeah, I take it.
Okay.
It could be.
Brooklyn's a home dog all the
I
time.
could see Brooklyn losing to the 76ers and somehow beating the Golden State Warriors. I could see it.
I would say Julio Okafor gets
But
his life on track before the 76ers win.
Yeah, and he turns 21 too, so he can actually go into a bar.
Yeah, in 2 years.
And the Detroit Pistons last. Do they win or not?
Nah, they
No,
don't get
it's
pissed.
Yeah, they're
Brooklyn or
fine.
the Lakers.
Any other surprises that you guys have going on? Just real quick.
Brock Osweiler in the NFL.
All right, that's a
good.
good segue. Here's
Playing
what we're
good.
going to get to. We took an audience poll of our fabulous audience of all of our nationwide fans around the world, and we took a poll. Who is going to start now for the Broncos? Peyton Manning or Brock
should?
Osweiler? Who should? And there is your unanimous decision.
We had one poor soul choosing Peyton Manning. Hannah.
Keep your Bronco pride alive. All right, fellas, so Osweiler is the unanimous choice. Do you agree?
If you keep winning with Osweiler, why risk Peyton's health?
Okay.
At least until playoffs, in
Now,
my opinion.
What? I mean, it's not like it's health,
And
but
they're-
it's poor play.
It's
Brock
just-
has shown his first two starts he can beat a couple teams. He's beaten a rising Chicago Bears team, and with the help of a few refs, he beat the Cats. So you know what? I think Brock Osweiler is going to he's got a really good shot with this.
I think the thing too is that Denver has a legit shot to win their division and compete for an AFC championship. So I think whatever gives you the best chance to win with that defense that they have, why not ride it out with Osweiler?
This could be something like Aaron Rodgers going under Brett Favre is stunning under a huge.
Mark my words. Mark my words. Peyton, Tom Brady, one last time in the AFC Championship.
There you are. There's your last word. Thank you guys for joining us, our second edition of Hotshot Sports. I'm so excited through my pencil.
It's our pen shot.
It's our pen shot. Make sure to stay tuned
pen.
to WMCM TV always on Campus Channel 6 and Charter Channel 989. Thank you for watching.
Woo!